Hello, everybody. Welcome to my monthly market update. I'm excited to bring you what's going on in our moving markets as always. Got a little different format now, so give us some feedback on what you think about our new set, and would love to hear your feedback. I had the old one for a long time, so it's a little bit to let go of it. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. There's a ton of things I need to update you on. Important things that you need to know on what's going on with the real estate markets. And the tone hasn't changed. It's still all about interest rates. What's going on with the interest rates? Where are interest rates going? And how does that affect you? That's ultimately what we're going to be talking about more than anything here in this market update. So in general, DFW is seeing price corrections in most markets, where from this time last year to today, or this time this year, we're seeing anywhere from 10 to, in some places, as high as 15%, and then in some places, corrections in prices. So in other words, if you had a home that was selling for $400,000 last year, it's selling for, if it's a 10% correction this year, your price is probably going to be closer to $360 in what it's going to sell for this year. So we are seeing price corrections, and nobody wants to hear that as a homeowner, and I hate to deliver that news, but we are. The good news is that you've probably owned your home for a while and understand that you still have equity in your home. You still have seen price appreciation over the last few years, and you are going to continue to have price appreciation grow as we get through this little minor correction that we're going to be seeing over the next few months. And so really what I got to get to is, why are we seeing this price correction? And the number one reason is because of interest rates. It is just cost too much when you go from 3-4% interest rate to 7%, 8%. It's getting as high as 8% at times, depending on what's going on. Like last week, we had a good CPI read come in where that's your inflation read, CPI data, and it came in a little high, a little hot from what we were hoping for. And so we saw interest rates jump a little bit. And whenever that happens, we see a slowdown in the industry. It just gets more expensive to actually purchase a home. And so what is happening, though, is 70% of America has a 4% less mortgage rate right now. And so they're just saying, I'm not going anywhere. Or I don't have to sell my house, is what we're seeing. So homes are sitting longer, the homes that are on the market. But more than that is people just aren't listing their properties to sell, so there's nothing to buy. And we just have had this standoff in residential real estate for about a month, and it was June of last year when this all started, that real estate transactions have been in negative territory. In other words, real estate transactions have been in a recession for over a year now, because people don't have to sell. Typically, whenever we have a correction, transactions usually don't slow down a whole lot because it creates a liquidity event where people have to sell. And like in 2009, everybody's losing their job. Well, everybody still has their job. So everybody's staying in their home, and they're just deciding, you know what, I don't have to make that move. And that's going to continue until just really the evolution of the way we are as humans. We want change. We want to do things differently. We want new homes, bigger things, smaller things, a lot of downsizing going on, or thoughts of downsizing. So we want change. And so no matter what the interest rates are, we're going to get used to the new, and that change is going to come where we're going to make that move. And we are seeing that. We're just not seeing enough of that. And so what ends up happening is the ones that do decide to make the move are ultimately going to have to lower their price expectations, because the buyer's saying, no, I'm not going to pay what you want. I can't afford it anymore. Affordability is high, here in the DF Metroplex is as high as in Chicago. That was a recent read that came out, and getting close to New York type affordability. And so the buyer's just saying no. And so ultimately, I don't mean to be negative to our sellers. We have lots of sellers. We do lots of listings, but we're honest with our sellers when we list the property, but prices are going to have to come down. And they are beginning to come down. I think we're going to see a little more of a correction into the next few months. That's going to stimulate the activity. Everybody's going to begin to adjust their expectations, and the affordability comes in. The good news is that we have buyers in DFW. This is one of the best markets in the country. Thankful for that. It's not like the buyers left. What we see is whenever you price it right, boom, we'll end up with an offer or multiple offers in some cases. Or if we even go to the market at a good price with a good home, we're still seeing multiple offers. So it's really weird market. You know, it's just, in the other part of it too is we're seeing prices drop from last year. Well, last year's when we began to see prices flatten out. And we're seeing transactions drop from last year. And last year we thought the world had fallen apart in real estate because everybody stopped moving because interest rates were too high and it just didn't make sense. So we're in just uncharted territory right now and navigating through it, but ultimately the market always wins. And the market is going to win with pricing. And the prices are going to have to come down in DFW to get the market moving back to more normal activity. But the good news is if you have to lower your price, you're also seeing that on the purchase as well. So you've got to understand that as a home buyer and seller, is that yes, you may lose a little bit on your sale, but you're going to make that up on the purchase. You're not going to be paying what you would have paid a year ago. It's the same concept. So hopefully I'm guiding you through. If you're in the middle of that process, hopefully that helps you. Another thing I want to add is if you're in a good spot where you are renting or something and you want to buy something, you're in a good situation. I would say your opportunity is going to come in the next 6 months. Really get hard and make an offer. If you're a buyer, make offers. Even if it's $100K below what asking is. Just make the offers and you would be surprised. It seems like every time we get one of those little offers now, seller fatigue is sitting in where sellers are like, I got to get rid of this. I'm done with this. Or they're taking it off the market. One of the two if they don't need to. But they're making deals. So I would encourage you, if you're a buyer, send that offer out. So that's really my whole market update in general. Is the good news is we really needed a correction. We can't sustain what we were doing for so long. Good news is on the buy side, you're going to see some relief over the next few months. Bad news is your sell price may come down if you want to move your property, or you may not have to move it. Maybe wait a couple of years. I would encourage you to do that. Take it off the market and wait a couple of years. And you're probably going to be in a better place. But in general, I have a little update on county by county. I'm going to do a quick one this time around. Collin County, so sales, transactions, year over year are down 3%. Prices are down 4%. Dallas County down 15% sales year over year. Prices up 2%. So you have less new construction there, less inventory there. Collin and Dallas counties are still strong sellers markets. The outer counties that aren't as developed we're beginning to see it bounce, getting more months inventory, so that means getting closer to a balanced market where it's easier to sell and buy in the outskirts. So Denton County is down 9% on transactions, but it's up 2% in price year over year. Ellis County down 19% in transactions and down 1% in price. Kaufman County down 18% in transactions, down 5% in price. Rockwall County down 8% in transactions and down 10% on price, 10% in Rockwall County. Tarrant County down 18% on transactions and down 2% on prices year over year. And Dallas-Fort Worth in general, just the general number for all of Dallas-Fort Worth, is down 13% on transactions. That's why we're seeing so many title companies, mortgage companies, agents leave the industry, real estate agents, because there's just no transactions to be transacted. And prices are flat year over year. So last month we had saw that prices had fallen. So they flattened out this last month, year over year. So that's the market update, guys. We're in uncharted territory, and I really feel like there's nobody better than anybody in M&D Real Estate. We're just constantly diving in this for you to help guide you and navigate you to the sell and purchase and doing it successfully and maximizing that investment. So please reach out to us if you have anything residential that you need to sell, commercial, or property management. We would love to serve you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.